Hi, I'm Reena. I'm class of 2027, and I go to Brentwood School.
And one of the big reasons why Brentwood advances for the fourth consecutive year out of the first round, pursuing a third consecutive CIF championship, 13 points today, an 80-45 victory against Heritage, doing it at both ends, as you always do. Just the fact that, you know, there's always going to be, even a group that's as experienced as yours, there's always going to be a little anxiety, you know, in the early part. But, you know, when you made that big run in the second quarter and then just, you know, really carried it over to the second half, how good was it, you know, for the group to really be able to lock in at the defensive end and use that to fuel your offense?
Honestly, we really just try to work as a team and listen to our coaches and like execute our plays and really take all the time and energy we spent like before preparing and just put it into the game and just really trust each other and put everything we have on the court.
A team with like the length and athleticism that, you know, that Heritage presents, but obviously you also realize that, you know, they weren't necessarily rotating a lot and weren't defending in all five spots. Like, just, you know, this group is so synonymous with shooting the three-pointer.
Yeah.
You know, one of the two best teams in the state this year in shooting the three-pointer, along with Mission Hills down in San Diego. But, you know, as I said to Coach Charles Solomon at halftime, 45 points on the board and only 4 3-pointers, right? Just how important was it for the team to recognize what Heritage was going to give you and you know, and be able to attack the paint as much as you did?
Honestly, we know that they were going to try to cover up our threes, so we tried to attack and make sure to like get them to jump and just look for our open shots and our open passes. So like even though they were taking away the three, we were still trying to like do what we can and just trusted each other.
Yeah, all 5 scorers and you know, in the starting lineup in double figures. Like, just, I mean, obviously we know that, you know, you can have a huge game on any night. Lev can, Peyton can, but when all 5 are contributing like that, like how meaningful is that, and how important is that going to be going forward?
It's really like, it feels really good to do that, like not only as a player but as a team, because we're really relying on each other. And it's like, even if I don't get this shot, I know I'm going to pass it to my teammate and like she's going to get a better shot. So it's really just relying on each other and just doing the best we can.
Obviously, those 2 banners are never going to come off the wall, so those are forever. But just how beneficial is it, how much of a blessing is it, Reena, when you have the core of the group that knows what it means to win single elimination games, you know, knows what it means when the schedule comes to February, that it's like, yeah, there's always going to be nerves and there's always going to be, you know, emotions and whatnot, but this group knows how to win in the playoffs, and they know how to win together in the playoffs. Like, how much of a blessing is that?
It's honestly, it's really amazing to see and feel, and I feel like it's really like, you feel good about it because like you know what it's like and like how it feels. So honestly, as long as we trust the process and like do what we did before, it should be good.
Last thing, as you know, well-rounded as the team's performance was tonight, obviously, you know, the exciting thing for me, and I'm sure Coach Charles Solomon and the entire staff, and probably you ladies as well, because you're a very mature group and a very accountable group, is like, hey, we can still get better. We're going to have to get better in, you know, limiting second chances, third chances, you know, not giving up offensive rebounds and whatnot. Is that something that really motivates you in the group and, you know, and drives you in the group, that it's like, hey, as I mean, 80-45, any team in California will take that in the first round, but it's like, but there are things that we still need to, you know, be more attentive to and be better, especially if it's Corona Centennial on Saturday, because they're another team that's going to be, you know, long and athletic and physical, and, you know, trying to minimize those second chances. So is that a good thing, that it's like, hey, like it was a really quality performance, a really well-rounded performance, but it was far from perfect. We want to, you know, we know we can be better on Saturday. Is that encouraging?
Yeah. I think it is. Like, we know that we can obviously like box out better. There were a lot of times in the game where like we just fell asleep on plays, but I mean, it just goes back to like us just cheering each other on and like helping each other. Words of encouragement really help, and just relying on each other and just making sure we're there for each other so we can really like step it up and just put our all into it. Awesome.
13 points, fantastic passing, exceptional defense, as she always does. One of the most well-rounded players in the entire Southern section, and she demonstrated it again wide tonight. 80-45, Reena White and the Brentwood Eagles. Congratulations.
Thank you.